Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome to this no-nonsense title screen of Resident Evil 3. No, like, the title isn't even on there. Although I suppose, like, the way they set this game up, they have the Resident Evil 3 installation separate from Resistance, but I don't know, like, I feel as though the lack of even a proper title screen gives a little bit towards the impression that this game was rushed. There's been a lot of talk about that. And unfortunately, like, all I can really just add is talk. I can't really add any actual evidence or anything. But this is one bare bones title screen. Anyway, welcome to Resident Evil 3. Interrupting our regularly scheduled programming. The main reason why is because for this current week, starting today through Friday of next week, I am unable to record anything. So, I decided that it seemed like a good idea to, instead of trying to cycle through my usual rotation as fast as possible to fill the content, I am going to instead just play one game, which is a little bit convenient. That way I don't have to keep swapping out systems and HDMIs and recording setups. So that's essentially the main reason. Regularly scheduled programming is going to continue on after Resident Evil 3 is done, starting with Under a Killing Moon next weekend, then Red Dead Redemption 2, Assassin's Creed 1, and Quantum of Solace on the PlayStation 2. But this game is going to occupy the period of time in which I am unable to do any recording. And who knows, maybe, I don't even know if I'll even have time to play any video games during this particular week. I might have to sneak something in, but it's probably going to be nothing. In the meantime, though, let us begin a new game. Let's go with standard. Assisted, oh my gosh, look at, aim assist, health recovery, weaker enemies, begin with an assault rifle, receive more ammunition, strong enemies, items are scarce, less ammunition. I'm not confident, but I'm also not new to the RE series. It's kind of interesting to see this many different difficulties, especially since the original version of RE3 only came with 2 difficulties, easy and hard, which is an interesting combination. It's like for the original version of Resident Evil 3, you either began the game with an assault rifle and like 3 health potions, and your pistol, or you began the game with a pistol, and that's it. So it's like there was no in between. So it's nice having an in between to go with. It's nice being able to jump into standard difficulty. Also, nobody said the title as I enter the game. I'm very disappointed already. How do I know what I'm playing? Ooh, is this live action footage?
This pandemic has spread faster than any disease in modern history.
Angry mobs roam the city.
Ooh, I don't think Resident Evil 3 was expecting COVID-19.
Citywide emergency.
Yeah, this game was in development before the coronavirus, so
Officials can't say.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these
Dr.
are the core
Gorgas.
values that create the foundation for Umbrella.
still interesting to see them use FMV again
It's this
after all these
foundation
years.
that will continue to build a brighter future for all of us.
Though FMV has definitely improved in quality since the horrible days of Night Trap. Resident Evil 3. I mean, somebody's got to do the job. still, it's interesting to see just so much video. And it looks like we are waking up at Jill's home. It is 8:07. We are sleeping with our clothes and our boots on. Although I suppose if you're living in a city in crisis, you probably want to be ready to go at any time. Clearly she doesn't use the television that often, if the remote is all the way over there. Ooh. Doesn't this game feel like Resident Evil 7 for a minute? And it looks as though somebody was doing a whole bunch of conspiracy theory. Her collection of 2 shirts. No pants. Maybe she puts her pants in the drawers. Alright. Let's take a look outside, poke our head. Maybe she comments about the weather. Or closes the window. That seems like the sensible thing to do in the middle of a storm, is to close the window. Hot autumn looks for crescents. Bring out your wild side. Although it's kind of interesting, the idea, like, with that advertisement, placing a portrait of yourself over yourself. It makes it seem as though the imagery of your wild side isn't actually you, but something to cover up your actual self. Oh my. Hello, Jill. You are looking mighty fine. Shall I pick up this gun? Oh no, I'm becoming one of them. I want to know. I want to say that's from something. Only 3 more days before she escapes Raccoon, her last escape.
3 more days, then I can kiss this town goodbye.
Is it that a doggy? It's a doggy. Look how good he is. Also, just 2 regular cups and 1 bigger buck. Okay. She really should clean up her place.
What's going on out there?
Because what if somebody wants to read about wartime photojournalism? Or the book, They Killed Him? That is a good question. There seems to be a constant siren. Is there a light switch? Am I a zombie? Nothing some liquid concealer won't cover up. Yeah.
Who could that be?
No one truly knows. Jill's reports. It's already been 2 months since that mess with Umbrella. Thanks to the suspension, investigations haven't progressed exactly as I'd hoped. Perhaps this written record of what I found will prove to be my final duty as a STARS officer. I can only hope that it helps lead to the truth. Those infected by this virus seem to become literal zombies. It appears to be communicable via several different avenues outlined below. Bite from an infected individual, allowing the mixing of bodily fluids. Contact with crows, which have eaten infected carrion. Due to the strength of virus, airborne infection cannot be discounted. It should be noted that those who survived the incident have not yet developed symptoms. It's unclear whether this is because the virus has a long incubation period, or because we just happen to be resistant to the infection. We ought to remain vigilant even after this investigation period ends. As for me, aside from my minor difficulties sleeping, I seem to be in fine shape. Still, I shouldn't get too hopeful. After all, this could just be an extended incubation. And I would imagine the STARS team members who went to investigate the Spencer mansion were bitten a lot. Pharmaceutical companies, industry leader in market share, focuses on military weapons development while maintaining cover as a pharmaceutical company, also secretly developing bioweapons. T-virus outbreak at Arklay Mountains Research Facility, predicated the mansion incident. Conspiring with Raccoon leadership, large donations to Mayor Warren's office, effectively controls the city. They've got me pinned down at home. Guys across the street are watching me from their window 24/7. Are they Ironsmen, umbrellas? I don't know, and there's no real difference anyway. I know what they're trying to do. They want to wear me down, torment me into compliance, and it's working. I'm barely eating, barely sleeping. I'm going crazy. I feel like the living dead. But I won't let them win. I have to get out of the city and find a way to make them accountable. They'll send someone to silence me, of course. If you hear that I've been killed or whatever it is they do to people like me, you must pick up the investigation where I left off. I've enclosed my files. They'll tell you everything you need to know as long as this package isn't intercepted. I'll be moving out at night. 5 days. Wish me luck. Although I wonder who's that addressed to. Probably somebody from STARS. It's a good thing she doesn't own an answering machine. Hey, hotshot, how you holding up? I still can't believe Iron suspended you. It's such bullshit. He ought to pin a medal on you for making it out of that hellhole back in July. Of course you're gonna poke around and ask questions about it. I hope you're not mad at me for keeping my head down. Everything's been happening so fast. STARS was the pride of the force. When the chief disbanded us out of nowhere, I thought for sure I was gonna lose my job. Word has it you're planning to leave Raccoon City. I figure you wouldn't take the suspension lying down. Just promise to watch your back. Umbrella won't sit by while you try to dismantle their business. Take care, Jill. Brad Vickers, STARS Alpha Team, now and forever. P.S. Had to slip this message to the pizza guy to avoid detection. Enjoy the extra-large Mega Meat Supreme. It's on me and the guys. It's too bad Brad Vickers dies. I'm assuming everything happens in the same way that it happens in the original. Nope.
Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Oh, it's Brad.
You gotta get out of there.
What are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my...
I don't think I had time to grab my purse stuff. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, you probably want to get out of there, Jill. Although this is interesting, because in the original game, it basically started off with Jill exiting just a random room, I think it was, in order to evade an explosion. And then eventually Stars shows up. Or sorry, eventually Stars. Eventually Nemesis shows up.
No way.
Yeah, things aren't looking too good. So it's interesting that the game, like, Nemesis is the first threat. I will stab you with this rock. This conveniently placed rock. Oh my. You know, I did read that this game is definitely more on the action side of things than RE2. RE2 takes a much slower approach. Hello. No, I'm not trying to get into the flaming building. Oh. Ah. Damn it. Gotta go. Do I still have my gun, or is it gone? I think I've lost my gun. Yeah, I don't think that was a very good plan there, Nemesis. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to speed up our...
Over here!
Ah, Brad! What was that?
You okay?
What was that thing?
Damned if I know. But right now it's got a hard-on for the only two stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around.
That's a wise
Stick around.
choice.
The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
How did this all happen so fast?
I don't know. One fucked up thing always leads to another. It's like Arklay on steroids.
One thing always leads to another. Command team, Mars Carlisle's off duty.
Hey, wait! Down here! Damn it!
I could be dreaming.
Brad.
How could this many people be infected? Brad! Here they come!
We gotta go.
In here!
There's so many.
Still, I think that kind of shows, like, the focus... the bar. The focus that video games have today versus the focus that video games had yesterday. Whereas, like... Whereas, like, back then, video games wanted you to just... to get into the game and start playing as soon as possible.
I don't.
Are we still a team?
Always.
Then do me a favor. Don't fuck up like I did. Go!
Whereas, like, games today generally build up upon a foundation of story. Like in the original Resident Evil 3. Oh, a gun. Why, thank you, sir. It began with you jumping out of an explosion. Oh, hello. Thank you, zombie, for tutorializing fighting. Ah, shit. Whereas, like... Like, in the original, you would be exploring for quite a while before you actually found the bar with Brad Vickers in it. you would have already shot a few zombies by this point. But like a
Sir, are you alright?
Stay back! Don't come any closer!
yeah, and this guy only shows up before Brad Vickers does.
What safety? I'm not going out there!
The parking garage isn't far. I can
The
take
only
you there.
safe place is in here!
And I believe he says something about his
Sir,
daughter.
what's your name? I can't just leave you behind.
How did you know my name?
Rosso. And yeah, right. You just want to steal my safe house. Get your own, Missy.
Missy?
Missy?
Would you please calm down? I'm a police officer. I'm here to help.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've been doing a bang-up job. You want to help? Go handcuff yourself to one of those freaks.
Sir, this is your last chance. No one else is coming for you.
I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters.
Is that the exact line that he says in the original? It might be. I can't confirm for sure. Also, the original version of this game, this was 2 floors. You were able to find some ammo, a way to make your own ammo. Yeah, hello, handgun bullets. Some 9mm parabellum. Oh, hello. Good doggy. Greetings and salutations, sir. What's your boggle? Yeah, that would be pretty spooky. But yeah, and in regards to like modern games tend to set things up with storyline. They tend to introduce gameplay very piecemeal, rather than kind of like have you know everything from the get-go. Keep your ticket with you. Oh, hello.
Shit!
No, I got this. Alright. Everything is A-okay. Absolutely nothing can go wrong.
Hey! Down here!
Hey, get in!
Also, in most action games, horror games, never trust the helicopter. They always explode. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Come on.
Come on.
Damn it! It's my turn, bitch!
It's too bad I don't actually know where this car is going. Whether we're gonna be flying off the roof. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Yeah. Ah, shit. You mean I didn't defeat the bad guy at the very beginning of the game? That would have been an interesting way to go, but yeah. Oh, this is bad. Okay, Carlos, good job with the second shot.
Hey,
You might want to.
I got you.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Name's Carlos, and I'm saving you. Come on.
Thanks, Carlos.
Get you someplace safe.
Carlos, your missile launcher. You might need that later. Although I suppose if he has no missiles, then it's probably not going to do him much good.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here, where?
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter.
Who are you, and who are your guys?
I'm fine.
Personal space. Okay, I get it. Let's go.
You know, we would need to be staying 6 feet apart.
Come on. Who's the dipshit that closed this?
Wolf of the
Sorry, we're gonna
battlefield.
have to go around.
Hey, what do you know about that monster?
No spares in this game. Sudden death bullying.
Nothing. I've never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
I'll take your word on the good
Kidding me?
hands
Are
part.
you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? Look, you don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming?
I suppose.
Come on. It's this way.
But first, Dinobites. So tasty, they might go extinct. 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 They might go extinct. Raccoon real estate. Rooms for let. And all the posters that I saw in the demo.
Hey, Captain. This fine young lady could use our help.
Carlos.
You didn't even to
think
ask.
to ask
Fine young lady.
She is an elite operative of RPD, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is something Valentine.
It's Jill.
Nice to meet you, Jill.
Something Valentine is an excellent
I am
touch.
UBCS Platoon Leader Mikhail Victor. My team was sent here to rescue civilians.
Right. How's that going for you?
The city is completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians will wind up dead. Correction, undead. My platoon has suffered serious losses. Just keeping them alive is more than I can manage.
Well, you can thank your corporate overlords for that.
Yes. Well, we are doing all we can. If we can get this subway train moving, we can evacuate some survivors. But we need help. My men cannot do this alone.
And that's where I come in. And an amazing facial expression there for Jill.
Right. I'm in. But I am on their side, not yours.
Oh, hey. It's cool. We all want the same thing.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, Super Cop. Here you go. We can use this to stay in contact.
I know what a radio is.
Okay, first things first. We need to get you geared up.
All right.
Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
And I think this creates this.
Shit, Captain. They really took a chunk out of you.
Nothing that I will miss.
The fact that you have this more scripted direction versus, say, wandering around the city. I feel as though, like, that wandering around the city that's closer to the original creates a feeling as though you are finding your own path to escape Raccoon City, whereas this feels more directed. It feels, like I said, more scripted, in which case you're not really finding your own path as much as you're following the story. Ammo crafting. On the battlefield, if you run out of ammo, your gun's about as... Yes. Read this during the demo. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, during this initial section, I've already actually covered a lot of this in the demo. So I'm probably going to be skipping through some of the reading. Especially if it's just how to combine ammo forms. Cash. Would you like to read about the big merger? What about... I want to live comfortably in my old age. And they killed him. And deep kiss. Tabloid front page. A man described as disheveled and like a vagrant was attacking a passerby north of Lamb's Museum of Art. So who done it? Who's been munching on man's steak? Oof. If newspapers ever need to write about zombie outbreaks...
Jill? It's me again. You topside yet?
Working on it. So what's the plan?
The old tanks got me clearing the tracks. You mind getting the subway infrastructure back online?
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast.
But yeah, journalists never refer to zombies eating people as in who's been munching on man's steak. Try to avoid that. Oh, green herb. Green herb. Gunpowder. Gunpowder. And how do I access? There we go. It's basic chemistry. You just take some gunpowder, toss some gunpowder on top of it, and you got bullets, shells and all. This is locked. I can't just shoot the lock. Okay, so that is for my knife. Can I stab the lock? Probably not. There's probably a lockpick I have to get. Ooh, this is different. I think. Herb field manual. Here in the big leagues, we mix our own meds. 2 green herbs is high potency. Green herb plus red herb is maximum potency. And first aid spray. Can't make them yourself.
It almost looks like I could get this working if I plug in the right... whatever it is.
Alright, let's make some maximum potency and then save our game. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. Got more Resident Evil 3 Remake coming up tomorrow and the next day. And, oh, jeez. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have yourselves a good night.